So I think it's been quite a long afternoon, and you probably need to go away and have a think about what I've just said and you know what the afternoon has been about, and let Claire know as soon as you can. And if your answer is against, I suppose, my advice, that you don't want to make an offer and that you just want to bat on, then if you could drop something in writing in response to her statement. But just give yourself a bit of a break. You know, that doesn't have to be sort of, you know, by Monday morning as well.
Yeah.
That was quite a long conference, yeah. What was that, 4 hours? I think we knew that was going to be a long conference. Yeah, the usual length is, you know, probably a couple of hours max. Really?
Yeah, or give me, if you want to talk it through, just give me a call. All right then, bye. He's a bit stressed. I think he might be on his way to the pub to think it over.
Really, I mean, I defy anybody to come along in a situation where their marriage is broken down and apply strict logic. So you have to make such an allowance for human feelings, but at the same time you have to make very clear that that has no interest to the court and no place in the court's decision.
The average debt for a newly qualified barrister is £35,000. While searching for pupillage, they must make a living, and for Anna, that means a job in a furniture shop.
We do a lot of work for big law firms, actually. But this is sort of a typical executive's desk. I quite like this desk, actually. I think it's really nice. And I can't get it to move because it's far too technical for me, but the top slides across and back, so all your storage is hidden, which is quite nice, a bit different. I just finished law school, wanted to start work as soon as possible so I could pay some of it off. And then I came in and they said, we're looking for a project management administrator. And we think that the skills you've got, being able to do lots of things at once and relating to different people, would be really helpful. And so then they offered me the job, and I started about 2 weeks later, which was a big thing for me because I wanted to start work as soon as possible, once finishing the BBC, so that I could start paying it off. I hope it hasn't had a negative effect. I appreciate that obviously it's not legal. I mean, I love working here and the people are great, but I've never had a burning desire to learn about office furniture.
Kat has found a job in a London law firm, but it isn't a pupillage.
I'm a paralegal, which is somewhere between an administrator and like a lawyer's assistant.
But paralegaling doesn't pay well.
Welcome to my prison. My dear father has given me money sort of as and when I've needed it. And so I owe my dad. He very kindly makes a note of every penny that I owe him, including like £4 for shampoo or something. So I owe my dad just shy of £10,000. I don't know what his chances are of getting that back, but you know, he's hopeful. I owe a student loans company. Well, my dad will tell you how much I owe them. A lot. And then I have overdrafts. So, no, haven't really paid off much of my student debt. I'll get there.
Iqbal has been shortlisted for the pupillage in London.
I'm feeling quite confident because I think by the second round you know more what they're looking for, whereas the first round I always feel is quite arbitrary. If they like you, they like you. If they don't like you, they don't like you. There's nothing that you can really do to sort of, you know, other than be a different person. And in the second round, you just have to prove to them that you have the sort of legal skills and you have the ability to be a good barrister, which is why, you know, I've got stronger hopes for this round. I've done my preparation. Probably haven't prepared as much as I should have, but, you know, see how it goes.
Anna's just found out she wasn't shortlisted after her interviews, but she's been invited back to be told why not.
It's going to be really good because you don't normally get feedback like this. It's normally a one-lined email. So it's going to be great. I hope, well, sort of great. It's going to be great to get it. It might not be in itself great.
Right, what I did, because I promised I would, was to speak to a couple of the people who interviewed you and have a look at the feedback sheets from the interview. And it's no secret that in our interview we thought you did really well, but balanced against the other things, you came out as a candidate who was good, but there were better. And that's the point. The point is not that you're not up to it, not that you won't make a good pupil, but there are other people who come across and they present themselves even better. So you have to think before you speak. There are some bits about your presentation that I noticed that you might want to think about as well. When you're making a serious point and you decide that you're going to make a serious point, you don't want to do anything which undermines the impression that you are capable of making a serious, well thought out point. And one of the things you do is that you put on these voices of what people are saying.
Okay.
You were telling us about how people would react to a scenario. And right in the middle of quite a sensible analysis of what was going on, you'd suddenly almost do an impression of the way they would be. And it was incongruous, and it just made you look a little less clever, a little less articulate. If you give people the impression that you will go so far with a serious argument and then you'll take fright and run, they won't take you seriously. What I wanted to ask you about as well while I've got you here is why on earth you're working in a furniture shop rather than doing some...
I wanted to ask you about this as well. It's obviously not what I want to do, but it's given me flexibility if I need to go to interviews, if I need to go and do things. I've got flexibility to have time off work. It's paying me really well.
But most other people in your position are out there working as paralegals, doing advisory work, trying really hard to get their CV improved with legal experience. And of course you've not done a law degree.
Yeah.
So having done a CPE, you've come to law late, you've done a year, you've done your BVc, which you didn't get through entirely first time.
Yeah.
Have you got through that now? Is it all finished?
I have civil on the 19th of January.
Right, which you've got to get through. And here you are doing a job which is right away from law. It's got no legal input to it at all. So you've done 2 years of law,
Okay.
the second year of which did not go entirely successfully. And now you're doing something away from law again.
Yeah.
Now, unfair as it is, what sort of
Yeah.
impression does that give?
Completely. I am really grateful.
No, it was a
because I
pleasure.
won't get feedback like this, and I knew that you'd just tell me without trying to be really nice and just say nice things, which doesn't help.
Yes, I'm regrettably not known for being nice.
It's nice to know that it wasn't necessarily that I was bad, that I'm still a good candidate, but there are others who are better. There are always other people who are better, but it's just more comforting than just thinking, I messed the whole thing up, I'm a bad candidate. So that was good. And he's right. I did the law conversion, did the BVc, it's been 2 years, and now I'm doing non-law. I need to be back in the law. I need to be back in it. So that's what I'm doing this evening.
The thing is, I think on balance, I did much better in my first round interview than my second round, which is annoying because the first round had nothing to do with law and the second one is all about law. Now I just have to wait. They give the results in August. St. Philip's give the results in August. I have no more interviews at the moment. So, you know, it's been okay. I just have to wait.
Whether he gets a job in London or in Birmingham, Iqbal's apprenticeship would expose him to some of the more harrowing elements of family law.